Until recently, even though I have worked out almost every single day, I typically have found myself working out in the afternoon or evenings. And while my thought process was right, because I have always used it as a way to transition from work to the rest of my life, having a transitional routine is extremely important for all of us. I am here today to share with you how exercise supercharges your daily energy and productivity, especially if you do it first thing in the morning. So I'm going to first share the 7 benefits you get from working out in the morning. Then I'm going to share with you what my daily morning exercise routine looks like, and give you a bonus routine that you can start integrating into your day, your week, or your monthly routines. If you don't exercise consistently at all right now, I highly recommend that is the first thing you start doing. It matters less when you do it. It's more important that you do it because of the amazing benefits you get from exercise. Having a consistent exercise routine decreases all-cause mortality rates by 35%. This is the best thing you can do in your life. There is no drug, no natural remedy. There is nothing that you can do that gives you better results for health, wellness, and longevity in your life than having a consistent workout routine. So that's step 1, is if you're not working out, start working out when it makes sense for you every single day. Then once you're ready to get even more benefits from working out, beyond decreasing your likelihood of all-cause mortality rates, I highly recommend you start integrating exercise into your morning routine. The first benefit is you're going to get an energy boost. So you no longer have to worry about having your morning coffee. Even taking a walk first thing in the morning gets your blood pumping and starts preparing you for the day. Over the past week, I have been sick, and every single day while being sick, I opted to at least take a 1 to 2 mile run. I'm an elite ultra runner with asthma, so I will run for miles and miles and miles. But because I believe in the benefits that you get from working out, and specifically working out in the morning, even though I'm sick, I made sure to get out there and run. And this completely changed my energy every single day. Now, I share a little bit more about how working out while sick in another video and podcast episode, but in general, even when I'm sick, it gives me an energy boost. Even when I wake up and, feeling a little depressed, feeling a little groggy, even though there's a lot of resistance in my mind and body saying, Johnny, I don't want to work out today, I take initiative to do it anyway. The second is sharper focus. This means that oxygen and blood go to your brain. When you exercise in the morning, you are literally telling your body to send more oxygen to your brain. I find that when I work out first thing in the morning, the work I do after is exponentially better. My goal with my workout routine is to put myself in a state of abundance and opportunity. When I do that, everything else I do that day is better. That's why working out is part of my morning routine. Have you heard of be, do, have? Well, if you haven't, most of us think that if we're going to get somewhere in life, we have to do. You do, then eventually you're going to have. And if you have, then you're going to be. So if you want to be an ultra runner, people think, I'm going to run. And the more I run, I'm going to have better cardio, vascular, I'm going to have stronger lungs, all these things, and eventually become an ultra runner. What if I told you this is completely wrong? Be is on top. You start with being, followed by doing, and then having. When you start your day with less energy, maybe you're stressed, maybe you're feeling down, then you are in a state of being of stress and lack, which means that when you get to the doing, you're doing stress and lack, which means when you get to the having, you're having stress and lack. But if you put yourself in a state of abundance by working out and doing things that help you bring your energy into positive abundance. Then, when you start doing from the being, is going to be abundance. You're going to do abundance, you're going to have abundance. If you start working from the goal of, I want to become an ultra runner, all you have to do is start imagining that you are an ultra runner and then communicate with it. What I like to do is write a letter to myself from my future self who is already being what I want to be. That's what I do when I train. I'm always visualizing the finish line. I'm visualizing the goal. And by visualizing the goal, I am in the state of being as an elite winning ultra runner. And then, since that's what I'm visualizing, I start doing the activities that elite ultra runners do. And then since I'm doing the activities that elite ultra runners do, I have what it takes to be an elite ultra runner. So I am an elite ultra runner. Same thing here. By setting yourself up first thing in the morning with an amazing workout to boost your energy, to sharpen your focus, to have a better mood. That's the next one. If you have a better mood, your state of being now is happy, grateful, abundant. Everything you do is from that. Instead of stressed, tired, all these things, you're doing it from an energetic, sharply focused, better mood state. Endorphins kick in, stress drops, and you start your day happy. This is why I love working out in the morning, even if it's just for a few minutes, to get those endorphins running. Next, motivation. When you work out first thing in the morning, you are starting your day with a win. You are building momentum for the rest of the day. You have achieved something that is good for you in so many levels first thing in the morning. At the very least, you are decreasing all-cause mortality for yourself by 35% by having a consistent workout routine. This is powerful. Next, you have less fatigue. Maybe you woke up this morning and maybe you did feel a little sick. Well, this is a great opportunity to do 25 push-ups and 25 sit-ups. You will immediately start feeling less fatigued. Maybe do 25 burpees, take a short walk. Maybe you want to get outside and take a short run. This is the power of a daily morning workout routine. It doesn't even have to be very long. It could be 5 minutes long. Now I'm going to share how my morning workouts look, but it doesn't have to be that long. Next, I'm going to start making healthier choices in life. Moving early makes you more likely to eat better and stay active. You are telling your brain that movement is important to you. I have my 3 pillars of healthy living guide, and the number 1 pillar is movement. And when you tell yourself first thing in the morning that movement is important to you, you are telling yourself that you are important. You are showing yourself that longevity is important. Instead of getting lost in scrolling, you are doing something good for yourself. You're making a healthy choice, and you're kicking your day off with a win. Lastly, you're burning some calories. Depending on how long you're working out and what you're doing in the morning, you, on the low end, are going to burn between 50 and 150 calories. If you do a HIIT workout, you might burn 1,000 calories. There's this HIIT workout I do on Sundays at the gym I teach yoga at, where it's an hour long, and I burn 1,000 calories. This means that you can lose weight. So I love working out. So there's days where I'll work out multiple times a day. But every day, I make sure to move first thing. At the very least, look at taking a run in the morning. And when I don't feel like working out, I start by telling myself, I'm going to run 1 mile. Now that typically turns into about 2.5 miles. Because once the endorphins get going, I feel good and I just feel like running more. But this is on the low end. Today, I decided to run for 5 miles, which when I'm not training, this is a longer run. But running is one of the things you could do in the morning. Sometimes I'll do a short run and then I'll do a short lifting workout after. That's a big thing I've been reincorporating into my life is lifting. And I have 2 different lifting routines that I do. One that has 4 exercises, and I have one that has 8 exercises. And I've been trying to throw at least 10 burpees in at the end of these workouts as well. Now, if you don't have time to do anything in the morning, you have time to do 10 burpees. You could have 10 burpees be your morning routine. Do 10 burpees, 10 push-ups, 10 sit-ups. There you go. You've done something for yourself in the morning. When I'm doing 4 lifting exercises, maybe this is 20 minutes, maybe 40 minutes, likely 15 to 35 minutes. This doesn't take very long. I'll pair this with a run some days. Other days, a high intensity interval training workout. Sometimes I'll do this myself and I'll just put a 10-minute timer on, throw some burpees in, some other exercises, and just hit it really hard for 10 minutes. Once a week, I go to a 60-minute group class ran by my favorite gym owners, Scott and Gina at Endorphin. It's an amazing experience overall. And then I'll actually go and play tennis with my friends. The last thing that I'll do is take a walk or a hike. And this could be as short as 15 minutes. This could be as long as a couple hours. But all of these things count. For you, what could you do for at least the amount of time that it takes to do 10 burpees, 10 push-ups, and 10 sit-ups in the morning? This is it. Or if you want to start with less, pick one to start with that. You're going to want to do more. You have to start moving. Now, I have a bonus that has completely changed my life, and I have another episode coming out here soon all about how this has changed my life. Cold exposure. I don't want to spoil the episode about how I've integrated cold showers into my routine, but cold exposure is a cheat code for my system feeling better. Within minutes, I can go from stressed out, scarcity mindset, dreading the day, to feeling joyful, abundant, and ready to go. When you pair working out with cold exposure, taking a cold shower after your workout, you are supercharging your day to the next levels of energy, productivity, and joy. Now remember, I'm not a healthcare professional, I'm not a doctor, and you need to check with your healthcare professional before you do any of this. I have a disclaimer in the description below this video on YouTube and in the show notes if you're listening to this as a podcast. I'll see you in the next episode.